Okay, so I want to talk about something that's a little bit different than what I normally talk about. I'm not really sure how you classify it, but it's like healthcare products for your skin and face, right? So I was on TikTok, I discovered this brand, STRYX, right? Bought some of their stuff to try out. Then they went on Shark Tank, funny enough, after I was already using their stuff. And I was like, hey, they're on Shark Tank. I saw them on Instagram. They're on Shark Tank. Doesn't matter. I've been using this stuff for a little over 2 weeks now. And I gotta say, I've never been a fan of this kind of stuff. I've never really used it. Didn't really think it was anything that I needed to concern myself with. All my breakouts happened in high school. I don't really have acne anymore. I mean, my skin isn't perfect, but I'm sure it's fine. And I'll tell you this, if you're on that fence or if you've thought that before, you're like, I don't need stuff for my face. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. It might not matter. I'm not sure, but I will say that I feel a significant difference from using this stuff every day than I did before. And I feel pretty darn amazing because of it, almost like rejuvenated in ways I didn't even know was possible. So I wanted to share this with you. So let's get into it, shall we? Here's how I'm going to tie this back to travel. All this stuff you could take with you when you travel, except for probably the moisturizer. This might be over carry-on stuff, but you could probably get away with this. Probably get away with this for one bag travel because the stuff that they have is small enough to honestly fit in any toiletry kit. I can use it in my Gravel Mini and it works perfectly. I took the stuff on a weekend trip, I drove, but it's something that you could easily take with you when you're traveling. So if you get hooked on this, or if you wanted to get into something like this, or you already do something like this, not only has this brand been phenomenal and I absolutely love it, but it also works for travel. That's the tie-in to travel-related stuff. Now let's talk about this stuff right here. Okay, so I got their starter kit, which comes with a gel cleanser, their eye tool, and then their concealer. And then on top of that, I figured, well, I'll try this daily moisturizer that's also SPF 30 and their lip balm stuff because my lips get really dry super easily. So I figured, why not try this? Supposed to use it a couple times a day. So I just wanted to go over all this stuff. I'm not gonna really go into how to use it because that's not really my area. And honestly, I'm telling you, this brand on Instagram and TikTok, they are killing it and they're crushing it and they show you how to use it in very practical ways. That's where I went to learn how to use it. But basically, there's also directions printed on all this stuff, which was super helpful for me. I opened this, I was like, how do you use any of this? And then I was like, oh, it says directions right here on all of this stuff. Some of the stuff came in boxes and it still tells you. And I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure this is obvious to most people, but using this stuff is not rocket science and it's easy and it doesn't really take that much time. And again, I've seen a huge difference in doing that. One thing I do want to say here at the front of this video is that this stuff was like marketed towards like male presenting. I'm non-binary and I was kind of like drawn to this because I wanted to see about cleansing this. I don't think this product has to be like gender specific. I think this stuff would work for anybody and anybody if you're interested in just, brightening up your day, having cleaner face, feeling, hydrated and things like that. No matter who you are, I think that this would work for you. So I just wanted to preference that yes, I understand this was like heavily marketed towards like a male audience, but I don't think that it has to strictly be that because that's not me and I'm in love with it. So I also want to preference this with STRYX didn't send me any of this. They did put me up on their Instagram story when I said that I was going to do a video because I was excited about it. But they don't know about this. So this is all my own opinion. This is my own thoughts. This is the brand that I chose. I'm sure there's tons of brands like this, but something about this brand really resonated with me. The fact that they seem really personable. When I talked to them on Instagram about wanting to buy a kit, but I saw it was on back order and all this other stuff, they were super friendly, super responsive. They were willing to give me tips and everything like that. So that was really nice. So the brand interaction that I had with them really made me fall in love with them more. It's kind of my favorite thing is when maybe there's a lot of brands that make backpacks, right? But if there's a brand that really sticks out to me because I have a good relationship with them or because they're just really good with customer service or they actually care about answering your questions and making sure you're happy, plus the product also stands out and is made of higher quality and it's worth the price point, then that is where I fall in love with brands. And STRYX, I'll be honest with you, clicked all those boxes. Yes, maybe this stuff might be a little bit overpriced from what you can go and get at Target, but I've tried doing like daily moisturizers and stuff from Target brands and I didn't really feel a difference, which is part of the reason I stopped and never really got into stuff like this. Now that I'm using products like this that are at this level and I think are 100% worth it, I'm feeling a significant difference. So that's my point, that's my input, my own personal opinion, but yeah, let's now get into it. So this is really meant for like that SPF 30, but it's also a moisturizer. So I've been putting this on every morning and that's it. Now there's been a couple times where I've gone outside to do some like hikes when I went into the city of Boston and stuff. I actually brought this with me and I put it on every couple hours because I didn't want to burn because I was directly in the sun, and SPF 30 is pretty good. But I also feel like when I use this on a daily basis for the office and going out and about, I feel like my face now, like I put it on a couple hours ago, my face just feels hydrated. It feels nice. It feels good. And like I said, I've tried daily moisturizers before. Tried the Harry's brand and a couple others that are from Target. And I just never really this feeling that I'm feeling right now usually has worn off by now if I was using a different brand. So far, this daily moisturizer stuff is pretty good. This was just like a little extra item that I personally wanted to try. I'm sure your mileage may vary on daily moisturizer. Okay, next I want to talk about the gel cleanser. Now face washes, obviously dime a dozen, right? But this one, something about using this every morning and every night before bed. So that's kind of been the routine. I put this on every morning, gel cleanser twice a day, eye stuff twice a day, concealer in the morning, and then lip balm just as I need it throughout the day. But I've been trying to do it regularly 2 times a day. My lips feel better, but we'll get to those 3 in a minute. I like this. You don't have to use a lot. Like I said, this is perfect travel size. You just lather it in with some warm water, lather it for about 30 seconds to a minute, and honestly, my face feels great. I can feel, like the first couple days when I was using this, I felt a significant difference like immediately. Clearly was not cleaning my face properly, not something I ever really thought of. Again, some of you might be screaming at me in the comments. I understand it's something that's like common knowledge to clean your face. I just never really thought about it, okay? Just saying. But this stuff has made a huge difference. Now, like I said, I know facial gel cleansers are like a dime a dozen. You can probably get them anywhere. I really like this one. I like the way it feels. I like the way that it rubs in. I like the way it makes my face feel afterwards. Combining this with the daily moisturizer has been a phenomenal duo that I'm super happy about. But speaking of that, let's talk about the eye roller, eye cleanser thing. So this is like 3 or 4 swipes under your eyes, and I do it twice a day, like I said, and I wear contacts. My contacts get dried out super easily, and I know that this has nothing to do with eyes, but around my eyes, when they get like really hot or dry or cracky, it affects my contacts because I don't know. It just makes my whole eyes just hurt. And I've been using this and I've seen a significant difference, especially being outside. The underneath my eye area feels hydrated, which makes my whole eye area just feel better, especially when I'm wearing contacts out in the sun. It just makes me feel like that, probably compared with the moisturizer and everything going on with doing all of this. My eyes are like my biggest problem. I'm colorblind and I wear contacts and I just can't see anything at any time. So this has just made my whole eye experience just more comfortable and feel better. And I really do feel a difference with this. It's just this nice gel, a couple swipes under your eyes before you do anything. Let that dry before you add anything else. Gel eye cleanser tool, phenomenal. Really like it. These 3 right here paired together, just perfect duo. This should be the starter kit, in my opinion. These things should be optional, but this right here, this should be the pro kit. This should be the kit, Odie kit, if you need a name. Just throwing that out there. Let's talk about the concealer, right? So I've never been one. My partner has always told me, "Oh, you look good. You should do it. You should do it underneath your eyes. You could, you get blemishes. You hate your scar on your face. You should do it." And I was like, "No, I don't have time for makeup." And now this is like all I want to do. Every morning, I'm excited. This is the weirdest part. I'm excited because every morning I shower before work. And I'm excited now. What helps me get out of bed is that I know I get to do this routine because I'm feeling a difference, right? And I feel good. Now, concealer, obviously, not everybody's gonna wanna do this, but I've been doing this mainly under my eyes. It's like one of the parts of my body that I look at it and I'm like, you look like a tired, depressed owl. You should fix that. And I'm always like, I'm too tired and depressed being an owl, so I can't. But I got this. It's super easy. Just a couple dabs, rub it in with my fingers. Yeah, it doesn't make it perfect. It doesn't perfectly make it go away, but it makes me feel better. I did this on there. I do it sometimes on my scar, and when I'm doing to cover up how in your face it can be. You can't really see it on the camera and stuff, but I got bit by a dog when I was a kid, and the scar on my face has just always bugged me. So now I can kind of cover up that a little bit. Sometimes I get really bad redness, right here next to my nose. I was able to cover this up, or cover that up with this. So yeah, I understand concealer tool is a very feminine thing, or feminine, I can't say that word. I'll put it up here. I probably can't spell it either. But I just disagree. I think that if you have something that you're insecure about, which I think everybody does, I think that's totally fine. I think you should totally look into doing something like this. I was worried that people would say stuff, and honestly, nobody notices. But I notice, and it makes me feel good. And sometimes part of doing stuff like this isn't for anything other than yourself, right? Your own self-benefit. And that's why I've been doing it. And this concealer tool is 100% self-benefit for me. It doesn't do anything for anybody else. I don't really care if it does, but it makes me feel good. So, and that's what matters. And all of this stuff makes me feel good. And that's what should ultimately matter at the end of the day, is that you feel good, because that's what we're here for, right? You only get so much time to feel good while you can. And the last one is the lip balm tool, which is just really good, basically chapstick. And like I said, I carry this with me every day, everywhere. This whole kit can travel super well, can fit in my gravel toiletry kit, can fit in a nice little pouch. If you wanted to, you could literally carry this stuff with you throughout the day anyways. It's small enough. You want to touch up your concealer. If you wanted to do this, you could do this more than twice a day. I just have been. You could do this more. Same with your lip balm stuff. You could, when you travel, perfect travel kit. This little bar of soap, travel shampoo, boom. sign me up. Well, I guess you probably need deodorant too, and a toothpaste and toothbrush and stuff. But you get the point. This stuff, I like what STRYX is doing. I like their message. I like just how friendly they are. I like their TikToks. The owner, CEO guy just seems like a fun dude. They've got tons of other tools on here. I should also say that now that we're wrapping this up. They have stuff for tons of stuff, right? Things that I'm probably gonna look into, but they have like pimple patches, like eyebrow, like gel that just makes it look good. They have all different kinds of stuff that I didn't get. This stuff seemed the most important and like the most basic and like a good kind of jumping off point. So if I do more in the future, maybe I'll throw those in other videos. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the STRYX Clean Your Stuff, Health Face stuff that I just mentioned, so I'll try to preference it, let me know. And I seriously encourage you guys to check it out. If you've been on the fence, if you've been thinking about it, I can't stress it enough. Take that leap, try it out, and you'll be happy you did, because I'm extremely happy. And I never thought I'd make a video about this kind of stuff, but this surprised me so much that I wanted to make a little extra video just to tell you about it. So you can also shoot me an email, odiematthewsbags@gmail.com, if you want to see more photos, videos, have a conversation, talk about anything, suggestions, lists, or whatever. Send it over there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all of that nonsense. And with all of that being said, I will see you next time.